Many users of accounts have complained that there is too much irrelevant information and that sometimes the most relevant stuff is hidden in plain sight just underneath an enormous pile, so it's impossible to see the wood for the trees. So the project on materiality, and the International Accounting Standards Board is developing a practice statement on this, is an opportunity to try to focus disclosures on what's most relevant and try to cut out some of the clutter. Having said that, it's very important that materiality is not seen as just a threshold quantitative number. And one thing that surprised me in a few decades of looking at accounts is that it's still common to define materiality as, say, 5% of pre-tax profits. In fact, the definition should be, will disclosing this number change the decision of somebody using the accounts who wants to decide whether to buy, hold or sell the stock, or will it change the opinion of a lender in terms of the creditworthiness of the company? So it should be focused on what matters to a user in terms of their decisions. That is not a quantitative number, it's a subjective one, it's judgmental. So what to do about that? It would be too easy to say that companies should just leave more out. So not only would they be leaving out stuff that's below some quantitative threshold, but they just leave out stuff that, if in doubt, leave it out. What's really important to users is that actually some quite small numbers could be very significant. So it depends. If you just define materiality as a bright line, then you miss out on some really important factors that actually users of accounts are very interested in. So one of these is management bias. Now, might management be biased? Might they be biased if just a small adjustment means that they get a higher or lower bonus? Same thing could be said about loan covenants. So there's certain circumstances in which quite small adjustments can be very material for management and therefore very material for users. So the interesting thing about materiality is very much that it's not just quantitative. It has to be seen in the context of the pressures that management are under, their incentives, the context in which they're operating. So, for example, a company might have made a big acquisition in an emerging market. The emerging market might be facing some difficulties, thinking about a carrying value. When is it that a tipping point is reached in terms of a write-down? So I like to think of materiality more in terms of tipping points, judgments by the preparers, and therefore the sorts of numbers, whatever size they are, that might be tipping points that change the decisions of users of accounts.